welcome to the weekly band crawl for the weekend of the 29th and 30th. I have with me, some of you will know him, some of you will not. I have Adrian, which I'm thrilled that you could take time out and get out here. I know Fredster's is slammed, so you know it's not easy for you to just step away and be like, "I'll be back. Please, nobody blow up my restaurant."
I've been looking forward to doing this. I've been watching it over the last few weeks, and I'm excited to be on it.
You are the first venue owner to get on here to do it.
Really?
Yes, I have been trying to get all kinds of people to come in here and do it, and they're always, either too busy on that day, again, running a restaurant and a venue. I totally get it. And so I am excited because every week I have a band, and there's always conversation about, well, here's what I think, and here's the money model I think, and I've wanted to get a club owner on to be like, well, maybe not, right? Because there's another side to that coin. There was even an interesting debate that we'll talk about. I'm going to interview him right after this. But
it should be about the music.
It should.
But unfortunately, it's about the music and the business.
Well, it has to be.
Business end of it.
It has to be. I mean, these guys are buying equipment. They're spending money. But I'm going to save all that for the interview.
Sounds good.
I'm going to save all that for the interview and jump right in.
Okay.
Remember, you need to get me your dates by Monday at 7 p.m. the latest. It's now Tuesday at 5, and I'm filming. If you do that, I can cover it. If you don't, I can't promise that I will. And with that, I'm going to jump right in. So this is Sanford Brewing Company, and Diamond Dixie is a duo, two young ladies. They have them there all the time, and they are supposed to be fantastic. I have not seen them, but they have a nice following of their own that seems to follow them around. So they'd be awesome on an acoustic night. They are, if I understand it right, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I think they're country. Not just by the name, but like the outfits and everything. I think it's more country, but I could be wrong about that.
So let me ask you, Sanford Brewing Company has a location also in Maitland.
Correct.
Independence Boulevard. Do they do live music there as well?
They do. We're going to cover them right after we cover these guys.
Sorry.
Yep, no, 100%. So Friday over there is Steel Pan Man. I have not gotten to see him, but it's the only steel drum related thing I have seen, which I always think is really cool. And another person with a loyal following of their own. And then on Saturday, these guys are great. Their drummer's kind of a dick, so like you want to watch out for that. But Midnight Mayhem, my band, will be there, and we love Sanford Brewing Company. Robin is just so nice to us. The food is great. It's an indoor-outdoor venue. It doesn't matter which one of the locations you go to. I'm always a big fan. And they run music on Sundays as well. And you will not know Henry Levine, but obviously a lot of you will know Henry. Henry is drumming in this band. He's a longtime friend of mine. Actually has one heck of a resume. Used to be everybody's rep at Guitar Center in Winter Park. That's where a lot of people knew him from. So this is his project, and he's back out playing again, which is just awesome. They would be great for you as well. Nice mix of music, great group of professionals, just a fantastic lineup.
Okay.
And then to your question, went one too fast. That is the Maitland location.
Oh, okay.
Have you been there?
I've been in there, but just to look around. I was there doing some business with the city when we were getting the place built.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't stop for lunch like you had trouble getting an owner over here. I had to get back to work.
That's right. No, I totally get it. Well, this is Mike Petrovich. He's there all the time.
Okay.
I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. And have you seen either one of those?
Decaphonics Duo
Yep.
and Duality? No, I have not.
So Decaphonics Duo has a duo, a trio, a four-piece, and a full band. They are just a dance, corporate, polished, professional group, no matter what format they choose to go in. And one of their singers was a finalist or some stage on The Voice. I actually don't know like what part. I don't watch the show, so I don't know like how far they got in it. But they made it to TV.
Okay.
I've seen them many times. They're always fantastic. I'm a big fan.
Okay.
And Duality is Sean Cronin and Lizzie Salica. It's a duo, just like it implies. Lizzie is just a ton of fun. I had her on here for an interview a while ago. She's energetic and she's bubbly and she's one heck of a singer. And I mean, she's just fantastic to deal with on or off the music scene. And Sean's the same way. Professional by day, musician because we can do that because we have real jobs. Plays guitar, sings a little bit. Like those two together are just an awesome duo. You guys aren't really doing the duo thing now,
Not
right?
Not yet.
Is there a plan to get into that?
There is a plan to get into that. When we get out of the summer hours, I'd like to do probably maybe a guy up on stage with the baby grand cannon for brunch.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a duo out on the patio for Saturday brunches.
Nice.
And then there's Monday and Tuesday nights, which which we're still kicking around about what we're going to do with that yet.
Okay. All right. Well, you're going to see lots of great choices for sure.
Yeah, we built the place to house anything and everything.
And it looks that way. That patio is really nice,
Yeah.
and it's got a lot of room, and it's covered, and the TV's out there. Like it looks like it's a cool indoor-outdoor.
Yeah.
You know, I could see where you'd get away with it.
8 72-inch fans, so it's moving air, so you're not sitting there in the baking hot sun.
Exactly. Well, I'm built for the sun. Can you tell? Like I'm built. I would melt right where I'm sitting.
I'll believe you.
Right where I'm sitting.
It's because you're so sweet and sugary.
Yeah, exactly. No, said no one ever. Sunday they have Stephen Currents over there against Sanford Brewing Company, Maitland. You can take this one. This is Dexter's in Lake Mary.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So you should have some familiarity with the Dexter's brand.
Yes.
Just a little bit. How long?
And I know about the occasional astronauts too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday they have them. Have you had them at your place
We've
yet?
had them at our place.
How'd you like it?
But we liked them very much.
Very cool. It's now is Matt Bloodwell still drumming with them, or am I mistaken on who's who? Because I do that.
He was the drummer with them. He had a brother by the name of Pat, correct?
I think so. Yes.
And he passed away.
I remember that.
And I remember at Dexter's in Winter Park, we did a function on a Sunday afternoon to raise some money for his family and for his medical.
Oh, okay.
And we raised quite a lot of money for him. And I remember everybody was having a lot of fun and everything, but towards the end it got kind of somber because they were missing Pat.
Sure. Yeah, I think Matt is still the drummer with Occasional Astronauts. So
he wasn't when they played. It was another chap, but they told me that sometimes they had to change out.
They're fantastic every single time. And do you know Sass? I think
yes.
they played Fredster.
Sass, yeah. TC and Sass.
No, not TC and Sass. This is Rachel Stump and Jordan on guitar and Karen too on the drums.
Yeah, they played.
Yep, they played with you. Right, and I think it's actually a completely different lineup from when you had it.
Right.
Because I think the only one left, typically a band starts up and you have some of that in and out. I think the only one left from when they were with you is Rachel. She has a fantastic lineup of musicians behind this thing now. Jordan plays with some corporate acts. He plays with her. He's been on the scene a long time. He's a phenomenal guitarist. And Karen is on drums. And I always laugh. I don't know Karen, so hopefully Karen won't get mad at me and never talk to me again. But she was in a band as the female drummer called the Fabulous Camel Toes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Butch Derlin. I think that was his band. And I think they finally went to the famous CTs. And but that's where I know her from because she's a really good drummer, and I saw her with them a couple of times. But now she's with Rachel in Sass. So there's marketing for you. That is if you need a new bar name, that's not trademarked, just so you know.
Okay then.
Just so you know. Are you familiar with Cafe Murano?
I've been there. I think I've had lunch there before, right when it was changing hands. It used to be, I can't remember what it used to be.
Yeah.
Something else.
Gina's on the Lake.
Gina's on the Lake.
Okay, the food is fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've had franchise players as a duo at your location.
And we've had them as a band too.
Oh, you have? They're terrific.
Yeah, they are.
Every show I say I shouldn't like them. They're my competition. They're amazing, but I do.
They're professional and polished.
100%. They're amazing. And you've had Barfly as well.
Yes, we have.
And I think they are outstanding. Hunter Haley can sing whatever, anytime. Rob on the bass, Gina on the keys. Gina was there with us when I sat in with Eden Lane.
She's so sweet.
Yeah. The whole lineup, and Scott on the drums
Right.
has been a long-time favorite of mine.
Yeah.
He plays his floor tom way down here, and he's like 6 feet tall, and it's even too low for me, and I haven't figured out the magic trick to that, but the guy's really good on drums.
Okay.
And then, are you familiar with the Alley?
Have
you been there?
In Sanford, yeah.
Have you been out there?
I've been out there like once or twice, just briefly.
I don't think you've had either of these bands. So, Friday night is Our Friends Electric. They are just a fun rock party band. I've only gotten to see them on video, but they look amazing. And Psycho Magnets put up with me as their drummer for almost 2 years. Bill Hamilton is another one of those.
It kind of says it in the name, doesn't it?
It does.
So how you got involved?
That's how I got. Right in.
Just checking.
Bill Hamilton is one of the best frontmen on the planet. He can sing anything you want. He's super energetic with a crowd. He engages everybody. They have a loyal following because I think they've got to be closing in on like 16 to 20 years. He's had the band a long time. And so they're awesome. If you ever get a chance to check them out, they're just a lot of fun. I think your crowd would like them.
They're a full band?
They're a full band,
Okay.
yes. If I'm remembering right, Barry is still on the drums, Bill is out front, and Bill can play guitar and bass and drums. So I think they go out as a three-piece with Barry on drums, Bill on bass, and somebody on guitar, but I could be totally wrong about that.
I'll have to look those up on the interweb.
You should for sure.
Maybe you can share me the digits.
100%. They are fantastic.
Okay, terrific.
Have you been to Castleberry's?
No.
So that got taken over recently
Now,
too.
You have to understand that what with COVID going on, I've been somewhat of a hermit, my girlfriend and I.
Yeah.
So a lot of these places I haven't been to have an evening's of entertainment yet. But it's on the cards.
Because you're new to the area, right? Because you've only lived here like 20 years.
30
Okay.
odd,
So, I mean,
yeah.
I'll give you the 2-year COVID credit, but come on, man. Castleberry's has been around here a long time. But that was a good try.
Yeah.
Took over by new owners about a year ago, maybe a little more.
Okay.
Very cool venue, outside patio. I think it used to be a house. It's that small. Like, it's not a big venue. 25 people where the band is capacity. Like, but it's cool because it's so small that it's almost like quaint and homey and you can really, like, interact with everybody. Jet County Dragsters. So, if you book them, Fred will die. Like, they're really, really good, and they're a ton of fun, and Jet is one of my favorite musicians, but they are, like, full energy, arena rock, in your face, like you're going to see Motley Crue.
Okay.
Right? They are like, that is their thing. But they have a loyal following that goes everywhere with them, and Jet's lineup is always amazing. And Jet is also the drummer. The lead singer from the Psycho Magnets has a Motley Crue tribute band called Primal Crew.
Okay.
And Jet is the drummer in there because he is also a fantastic drummer.
Okay.
So, but if you book him, like, tell Fred, go out of town. Don't even be near the bar, just so you know.
10 for a copy of that.
You have not seen Torn, I'm sure.
I have not.
But you've been to Post Time.
I have.
Torn is one of my top favorite rock bands.
Okay.
But they are also a, like, in-your-face, full volume, not loud, not uncomfortably loud. As a matter of fact, their sound guy used to tour with Queen, and, like, the sound is always ridiculous. But they're in-your-face. They're going to do Metallica. They're going to do Alice in Chains. They're going to do, like, they're an in-your-face band.
Right.
Which I think your crowd would probably be like, whoa, hold on, what happened? But they're awesome. If you're ever out and about and want a good rock and roll night, like Eddie, Pete, Scott, like that, Troy, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, I would like to talk to them, at least get them on the books. But we do have a lot of heavy rock outfits at this point in time. And I'm really looking to try to, my partner and I, to represent all of the music that's available in the Central Florida area.
Right.
With
Sure.
all the different genres. And, hopefully, between 100 and 120 BPM so people can dance
Sure.
and enjoy themselves. And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, and if you're going to do the rock thing going forward, these guys are like on the top of that tier.
Okay.
There's a bunch of really good rock bands, and they're definitely one of them right up there. You should check them out for sure.
Okay.
OBs you probably have not been to. It's all the way into land, indoor-outdoor venue. They were more of a rock crowd, and now they seem to be going into like almost a 50-50 with a dance crowd.
Okay.
Very cool place. Crash Rocket, have you booked them for your place? I know you talked about it.
We did not manage to get that together. I think we came to the party a little late in the year, and we couldn't find any dates that we could give them that they weren't already booked on.
And they are like, there are bands that have been on the scene so long that they're kind of like the local legends.
Right.
Crash Rocket's definitely one of the 4 or 5 of those. They've been together forever. They put on a ridiculous show. Like, so if you don't get them early, I'll bet you run into, like, I'd be thinking you'd be talking to bands like that now about next year because
we were just talking about that on the way here. We want to start booking next year now.
Yeah, there you go. Well, those guys should definitely be a call.
Okay.
Wing Shack in Orlando. I don't know the David Julia band, but I know David Julia. I actually played with him. It's a long and sordid tale, but it was a ton of fun. And he has his own band now. The guy's terrific. He goes out a lot as a solo acoustic artist, playing guitar and singing. He started at 15 or 16. He was on the scene. Like, he's very, very talented. So I don't know about the band, but I'm sure they're great. And then we talked about SASP. Yep, they're awesome. Just One More has my favorite band, TBD. It means nobody's booked, to be determined. And that could be a gig up for grabs if somebody's looking. Reach out to Just One More because nothing was on the calendar. Bloodhound Brew. Now, I know you know the Saturday band. Have you had Rogue Scholars or have you only had Doc Fu?
Doc Fu.
Okay, so Bloodhound Brew has its own mix of bands.
Okay.
You're slowly seeing a few crossover like Doc Fu, but they seem to always have their own. And just so you know, speaking of scholars, I have a PhD, 2 masters, 2 undergrads, and 3 patents, and I spelled Rogue wrong because it has 5 whole letters in it. So just in case, they are not the Rogue or the Roog, or that's my bad.
It's a play on roads.
Right. I was not a scholar. So Saturday is Rogue Scholars, and Friday is and I did it twice on one slide because that is supposed to be Big Ron Betts, right? The Big Ron Betts band, and I put Bug. So you can't get good help good days these days, even when it's yourself.
Well, maybe get another band and call them Rosebud.
Right there, I gave free band name from Adrian right there, Rosebud. Sorry. Johnny's Other Side. I don't know either one of these. The Jeff Howell Band or the Adam Marino Trio.
Jeff Howell's the guy that's on WTKS, right?
I don't know. I actually have not. This first time I've seen the name.
He's the one guy. He's with the Monsters of the Midday.
I don't know if it's the same guy or not, but that's an interesting question. We should find out.
I'm pretty sure that's him because he plays around town. He does a lot of solo stuff downtown, and he's got a band together which I have not heard yet either. But we're reaching out to him. We'd like to get him on board.
Nice. Well, there you go. Awesome. And then Long's Log Cabin is far from you. It's far from me. I want to say it's about 2 hours from here, and they have a band called Penta. I have not been to the venue, but all I hear is fantastic, fantastic. The crowd loves music. The food is terrific. The staff is super friendly. Like, every band that plays there loves it. And they celebrated their 5-year anniversary, like, right at the tail end of the pandemic. So it's always impressive that a venue, relatively new. Yeah, I mean, that's hard. So congrats to you guys again.
That was a bloodbath out there.
Oh, yeah. And then Main Street Station in Daytona, you probably haven't hit yet. You did have Gunshy at Fredster's, right? Yep, I remember that. And Saturday is Toy Box. Now, Toy Box... So the guitar player in Crash Rocket is Brian Magner. His wife is a fantastic singer in her own right. Very talented, very good. Toy Box is her band. And their drummer is Sid Hill, who was the original drummer for Psycho Magnets. Okay. So he was in there a very long time, and he is an awesome drummer. And, true trivia, that huge back kit back there, Sid's drum set's bigger than that. by like a healthy margin, just saying. And he probably plays it better than me. And then Sunday they have TributeCon.
Yeah, know about those guys.
You should definitely talk to Glenn about TributeCon.
Yep, we will.
They cover 8 bands. I know they do Foreigner, Journey, Styx, The Scorpions, Bad Company, and 3 more. Wow. I don't know who the other, but it's fantastic, and like that's the benefit of having a lineup where everybody in there is fantastic, and you can play whatever you want to play.
How do you think that would go over on a Wednesday night? Because we were thinking about doing Wednesday nights with the tribute bands.
And Glenn would know way better than me. But I think it would be fine. I think Sundays are the day that people do a lot of the tribute band stuff because people are out. They don't really want to party crazy. They're going to work tomorrow. They may have been out last night. They just want to go relax and have a cool show. So you see a lot of Sunday tribute bands. But I also think it's the same vibe that would work during the weekday when they still have to go to work tomorrow. And they just want to go check out a good show, but they can't crawl in, the next day. So, and if you're going to do a tribute band, like, these guys are at the top because it's as much as I like all the other ones, they're the only one I know that does multiple acts. So you're not just getting 45 minutes of this band or an hour of this band. You're getting 2-3 hours of 6 bands. Right. So it doesn't because no matter how much you like a given band, unless you're a hardcore fan, like an hour Journey will get to you. Right. Even though I like Journey, like you know what I mean. So it's nice that they have the variety.
I know exactly what you're saying. We just went downtown to the arena to see Toto and Journey.
Nice.
And you talk about the most important person in the band being the sound man. Yeah. It was that Toto came on and they just did a phenomenal performance. You could hear every tinkle on a triangle or a cymbal or every note that the guitar player, what's his name? I forgot his name now.
Oh, you would get me. I don't know anyway.
Steve Lukather.
Okay.
Was playing, and the keyboard. I mean, you could hear everything, and the sound was just brilliant.
How about Journey?
Neil Schon comes on with Journey, and everything just got flushed down the toilet. We couldn't hear one note he was playing. There was fuzzy back noise, and the drummer was way too loud. Couldn't hear what the keyboard. We stayed for about 4 or 5 songs, and then we said, "We're out of here."
Wow, they need a new sound guy.
I was astonished.
I would be too, especially at that level when they're touring.
Of course, yeah.
Holy Toledo! Looks like my sound guy Ryan Blevins. So your Journey's looking right, just so you know. Boot Hill Saloon, right next door to Main Street Station. Nobody listed on Friday. Max Q Band on Saturday. I'm not really familiar with those guys. I see them at Boot Hill quite a bit. I see them out on the scene quite a bit, but I can't say much because I haven't seen them. I'm sure they're great. Doghouse is also Port Orange, Daytona area. Plum Crazy and Fat Cactus, 2 bands that are on the crawl all the time, and 2 bands I haven't gotten to see. But my theory is always, if a band keeps coming up with bookings, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. Right? Because you do get bands where you're like, oh, we have blank, and I never have to say their name again. Right. And these guys are not in that boat, so I'm gonna go with they're good. Hard Rock, I got a big kick out of this. So they're doing a tribute series all summer long. So Friday is the Dirty Poor Playboys. No idea. sounds like at least a third of my friends list, right? But and Saturday is a Grateful Dead tribute band, and they gave me the name, but I couldn't fit it on the slide.
I want to talk to those guys.
The Grateful Dead tribute band?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll hook you up with Paula over there. She may be able to help you out with that. She does the booking, but both of those, I love the name of the first one, and if you're a Grateful Dead fan, they're not going to book a band at the Hard Rock that isn't on top of their game.
No, they wouldn't. I know.
Saints and Sinners. I think they have my favorite logo. Isn't that the girl you're dating?
Kind of.
Kind of, right? Like, we're close.
If somebody had to draw it by a description, that would be
That would be
close.
pretty much right on, right? Yeah.
Right.
So Friday is Fat City. Saturday is Afterlife. I have not gotten to see either one of them. And then on Sunday, this is pronounced Keg. They are a classic rock band. I saw them in New Smyrna while we were playing up the road. They're awesome. And I don't like classic rock. Like, I'm not a classic rock person at all. And they are really, really good. Just solid and nice guys, and like, it was just a great show, and so that's going to be a good one, and they would be a great fit for you for sure.
Okay.
Traders. So this is the best kept secret. I'm telling you that right now. Randy Williams runs this band. They're called Pop Culture Poets. They are fantastic. They do yacht rock. They do dance. They do a little bit of everything, and all of it that they do phenomenal. His band is like an all-star who's who lineup. He had the drummer from Catch a Rising Star down in City Walk. Like, he has a really good lineup. And no one seems to know them.
That's the first time I heard that term, yacht rock.
Yacht rock, have you not heard that?
No.
That's like the Jimmy Buffett and the,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so Randy is super talented. His band is super talented. And they play so many bigger gigs that I feel like the clubs overlook them because they're not out every weekend at post time and this one and that one. They're selective because a lot of times they're at private parties or private events. Your crowd would love him.
Okay.
Like, the dance party crowd would love them. And they're fantastic. And the Click is at Flagler Tavern right up the street. The nice thing about New Smyrna is Flagler Tavern and Traders and Peanuts make a basically 3-block triangle, and you can just kind of hop all night. Great venue, great food. I've heard wonderful things about the Click. Never made it over there. Just haven't. But I hear great things. And then on Friday, Peanuts is doing dueling pianos on Friday.
Those guys are still out there, huh?
Yeah. You know, there's so many people that do it.
Different people.
Oh, yeah. There's some, I don't even know who the two are, but dueling pianos is a ton of fun. And Saturday is Shadow Cabinet, who I know you're familiar with.
Howard Wendley, yeah.
You know, alternative, like, they're it. You know, and now Rusty Wilmot's Love Song Band is incredible, but they're the Cure. They're just one act. Okay. These guys are just, if it's alternative, they cover it. Right, they do Depeche Mode. They have a whole bunch of different.
Some ska.
Music. They do a little bit of everything, and I know you had the Redcoats there. If they enjoyed going off the path and doing the Redcoats, I think your crowd would enjoy Shadow Cabinet. Like, I think they would be into the music.
Will do.
Garage Bar. I have not seen Afterglow. They play down there all the time. This is St. Cloud. Yeah, and I'm gonna go with the fact that those guys are awesome because you see them on the circuit all the time. And then Brews and Blues has Trainwreck. Now, I don't know them. It used to be there were 2 Trainwrecks. One that had a space in the name and one that did not. Oh. And one had Aaron Lightnin on vocals and the other did not. I have no idea. Like, I don't know which one it is. I can't say anything about it, but I see them routinely down in the St. Cloud area, so I'm going to go with they're good. And if anybody happens to know which version of Trainwreck this is, I'd love to know. And then Drunken Parrot, I'm going to say it again, I say it every time. Friday is Velcro Love, ow. Like, there's nothing, that name, every time I read it, I'm like, that's going to hurt. But I don't know what they play. I don't know what they do. They're on the crawl all the time. I'm going to go with they're good.
I can't believe you went there.
I go there every time. And Soundporium is 80s, 90s rock and party rock. And so they're not a dance band. They're a rock band, and they're kind of playing the best of the 80s and the 90s and a couple of other odds and ends thrown in. They have a nice following. They're not a new band. They've now been here about a year, because for a long time I would say they're new, but only new here. Well, they're not even new here anymore. And they seem to have a good following of their own. I haven't gotten to see them yet, but I've seen videos. I think you'd like them. They're probably worth checking out. Oasis Saloon. Now, this is not a typo. It was written as Cello Shot. That could be Tom, right? But I will tell you, historically, I say, look at what Tom did, and then Tom is right, and somebody spelled their name that way. So I'm going with Cello Shot. Don't know. Could be wrong. And
So it's not a light orchestra with like violins,
Could be,
violas,
could be, but I'm going no because
cellos.
it's at the Oasis. Have you been to the Oasis?
I have not.
Have you seen Roadhouse?
I have.
The Oasis.
They've got the.
They don't have the cage. It's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
But like it's this down home in the woods, like back hill bar.
I remember Jeff Healey playing when they.
That's right. Angel Eyes. Yes, yes, yes. So Chuck is great. He's the owner, ex-military, and he has all these ridiculously inappropriate funny shirts that I won't even mention on the show, but I'll tell you about them when we're not on the show.
Okay.
And Jess Emery plays acoustic. He actually came out to see us this weekend when we were at Cafe Murano, which thank you again very much for that. Fantastic on acoustic. Plays by himself occasionally in a duo, whatever. He's been around a long time, has a decent following of his own. He'd be a good fit for the acoustic stuff you're talking about also.
Okay.
Oasis on the River. So this is literally, that is a picture of the place. You can almost pull your boat up to this place and like just hop out and drink and have fun and then boat home.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And they didn't have anything listed, but what they tend to do is tribute bands. They've had a Bon Jovi band and a Guns N' Roses band, and like they usually have tribute bands, although I've been told they're moving away from that and they're starting to mix it up. Okay. Very cool venue though. I mean, you're right on the water, you're right by a pool. Like it's the only problem for them, which there's nothing they can do about, is they're kind of in an industrial park. Like to go to this place, you exit the road and you like snake past a bunch of like big warehouse buildings and you're in an industrial park. There's no way around it. And suddenly you dead end at the water, and there you are.
Well, if you want to get to the Oasis, you've got to take the journey.
Exactly. And it's worth it. First and last tab, Harlequin. They have to be one of your favorite bands.
They were terrific.
They are so good.
They blew me away when I heard the first 4 bars of Bohemian Rhapsody.
That was my favorite song of the night.
I looked around and said, these guys are going to do that.
And it was great.
And I was so nervous for them. So I sat there, and the sound was really great that night, and they just knocked it out of the park.
They did. They are really, really good.
And all 4 band members were singing all of the different harmonies and vocals perfectly.
I know, it's incredible.
I put my fingers in my ears to hear it, make sure everybody was singing in tune. Beautiful.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Fantastic job.
Steve Roberts runs that band, Buzz on the drums, Karen on the keys. Britt obviously doing the little blonde Tinkerbell who runs around all energetic and happy. Yeah. And then their bass player has a name. I'm pretty sure he's James, but because I didn't know his name for so long, I've adopted calling him John Doe. But he just kind of stays out of the way. He's like, these guys are nuts. I'll be over here playing the bass, and they're going to do what they're going to do.
He does his John Entwistle.
The whole band is fantastic. They're just fantastic.
They're really good.
And that place is in Ocala, by the way.
Okay.
Pintos has Radar Red, don't know them, and Midlife Crisis, which I've had, but I don't know the band.
Okay.
So no idea. But if there are Pintos, they're going to be good. Have you been to Muldoon's?
Downtown?
Downtown.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Well-known venue. I don't know Brad Floyd, but obviously we know more than Venus, Kitty, and Carlos.
Do they still have one in Castleboro, or did they close that one?
The only one I know of is the one downtown.
Okay.
That's it. Fredster. So you probably haven't been to this place yet because with the pandemic, you can't really get out much, and you've only had 18 other years to do it. There it is. So Soul Function is your partner in crime, Fred's band.
And that's misspelt.
It is not.
It is.
Does he spell it wrong?
The C is with a K.
Oh, no, then he spelled it wrong. I spelled it right. So Fred, make note of that. They are an awesome funk blues dance band. And you know, I went there, I will not lie, I went there to see them as a courtesy to Fred. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check this out. Fred's a friend of mine. I'm going in, I'm checking out the band. They were really, really good.
I know.
They were real, like a horn section,
well, I think
the whole band.
When you saw them, there was only 3 pieces in the horn.
That's right.
But he's got a 5-piece horn section, which has its own separate name. They call them the Hurricane horn section.
Nice.
And when all 5 of them get together, they're putting out some sound. And
they were
really
so much fun. If you're looking for something a little different, and you want to go out and dance and party, this is not the normal band. You should definitely check this out. And Fred was great on the drums.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He was great. That was
very
awesome.
Controlled, right in the groove.
Yeah, and then Friday, so my band is there again. They're not bringing in a sub drummer. They tried. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No, we are filming our corporate demo at your place.
That's right.
Because the stage is beautiful, the bar is beautiful. Like, it's the perfect place to do that stuff.
And your lighting guy's going to come and work the lights so that you end up being perfect.
We all looked like we were from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We were like little Oompa Loompas because the blue light became purple on the video. Although I personally think I looked good in purple, but the band wasn't with me. No, and I don't know Stone Lotus, so what's the deal? What are they about?
They are a rhythm and blues rock band that play a lot of the same music that's been going around, but I've only heard them on the internet. I haven't seen them live.
So you're going to get to see them first time too.
My girlfriend Morgan, she looks at everybody, sees how many followers they got, sees the set list,
the background check.
Look at videos on there, and if we like what we see, then we call and we book.
That's awesome.
And we did, and they did.
That's awesome. This isn't their first time there, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes, it is.
I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. Sully's is all the way in Melbourne. The local town was giving them hassle about the noise. They didn't have bands for a while. They've just started doing it again. And they have a band called Shovelhead, and yes, I spelled it the way it was typed. But I don't know anything about them. I'm assuming it is not a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. It sounds heavier to me. But I don't know anything about them. And though that really wasn't me being stupid, that's how it was written.
Yeah, okay.
CJ's Italian Kitchen.
Right.
This is this little teeny, hidden, in a strip mall, Italian restaurant with homemade food that is amazing. And they have acoustic right there in the front on Thursday nights. J. Micah Moore. So
whereabouts are they?
So you know the Publix Plaza on 434 and Wekiva Springs Road? Right there on the corner, there's a Publix and a Publix liquor store.
Right? Is it Jamestown?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, okay.
They're right on the back of the Publix. If you go behind the plaza. Great place.
I love these little intimate places.
It probably only holds 40 people. Like, it's a little place.
That's how we started out with Dexter's. When we moved it to Fairbanks Avenue, we had a total of 52 seats.
Mm-hmm.
You'd walk in the front door, you turn left, you go buy retail wine.
And that's it.
On the music nights, we'd take wine boxes and we'd take the wines off the racks, put them underneath, put Norgahide wood for coverings on there. Everybody's sitting around in wine boxes, eating cheese and pate and drinking wine, and the bands would play right in front of the walk-in coolers. It was very intimate.
It sounds it for sure.
I had a lot of really great musicians out of Rowan's College too. I mean, some heavy musicians.
I'll bet.
We had Dan Gottlieb there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's kind of how this is. It's the small, intimate venue. J. Micah is awesome. Plays acoustic. He has his own band that he'll put together.
Right.
Been on the scene forever. Really well liked. Really good voice. He used to have a band called Micah and the Reason that was really popular. Do you remember? They probably played at Dexter's, I'll bet you. Winter Park, right?
He kind of lost interest towards the end of it, though, with that band.
Well, now he's been on his own more than he's been in a band for a long time, but he's awesome.
He was happier with that, I think, too.
And he may still be. He plays acoustic all the time. He'll be there. So Los Mojo, which I don't think I could be any whiter when I say that, because I'm sure there's a big accent thing I could do to make that sound better. So that is Scott Cater, who is the singer from Full Circle. Now, Full Circle is back. It's a different lineup than the Full Circle that was around 3-4 years ago. Okay. But they were like the big deal in Orlando. They were always the #1 cover band. They had a rabid following of people. Everyone in the band was awesome. You had Brian on the keys, Todd on the bass. I think Todd's in this lineup too. Scott Cater is the front man. Lucky was on the drums. Like, they were, if I was off, that was where I was. Like, they are amazing. And Scott is an incredible frontman. Not only can he sing, but you know how sometimes you see a band and you can't explain why the frontman's awesome, but they are.
That's this chap right here on the right.
Oh yeah, he is fantastic. And so
hair.
He really does. He has really nice long straight hair. Yeah, the whole thing. He is so this is Shots. It's a little bar with food, a nice outdoor patio over there on 1792. I think it's considered the land. I get the land in Deltona confused. Don't ask me why. 2 to 6 on the patio. They always put on a fantastic show, even as an acoustic duo. They would be great for you on your patio. Okay. Like, you would love them. Okay. Whoops. Sorry, it ignored me. Okay. My friends in Torn. So, Thursday, they're out in Ocala at the OC Roadhouse. It's their bike night. They're regulars there. It's kind of where they got their start. On Friday and Saturday, they were at the Post Time. And again, my company filmed their band demo, their video demo, if you wanted to check them out. They are so good as a unit, and a big part of that is their sound guy. This guy's name is Hutch, and they do have a road crew of their own, but he's been on tour with these huge bands, and so I was probably 10 feet from a row of 18-inch subwoofers, was the only seat left. And I'd never seen them before, and I wanted to go out and support. And I actually looked at the guy I was with, and like, we're gonna die, so just be ready. No, it was thunder, but it wasn't loud. Like, it was just so well controlled and mixed that I could still talk, but it was like in your chest volume. Like, it was amazing. And every time I've seen them, I figured, everybody gets lucky. They always sound like that.
Yeah.
Their sound is second to none. Ed can sing anything you want, and he's super, super nice.
And they're at post time too.
They're at post time, yeah. They're doing.
Mike Pinner has been coming into Fredster's quite a lot.
He shops around. He goes to the venues, and then he decides not to book us and book everybody else.
Right.
But he goes club to club, and he'll shop. I like this band. I don't like that band.
I was very surprised. I sort of had a sort of preconceived idea about what sort of a character this person would be.
Oh, he's a very nice guy.
I was surprised. He's not disingenuous at all.
Nope.
He's very polite. He's respectful.
Yep.
He's warm. He's gentle. I really enjoyed meeting him.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
He's had that club forever.
Yeah.
For a while there was a rumor that it was getting sold.
Yes.
And it's not.
Nope.
No, he's sticking with it,
Right.
which is good news for the music scene because it is a really popular place.
Right.
And it's a really fun venue. They've got a great stage. They've got the whole dance floor going on. They've got the outdoor patio. I mean, a lot of these places are smaller versions of what you built.
We have limos that go between post time and Fredster's.
Really?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
That's awesome.
And the post time folks have been used to being served a certain way, which they're trying to be served that way, but we don't do it quite that way.
I gotcha.
So we've had to do a little bit of retraining, but they're all hanging in there and they're all having a good time.
And it's a great crowd. Right. They love to dance. They love to have fun. They love to.
We brought on products and beers and wines that they all want to drink, so just to take care of them and just make sure they're happy and comfortable.
That's awesome. And yeah, definitely, I'm telling you, check these guys out. You'll be amazed.
Okay.
So this is Dina. She's going to be on here next week.
Okay.
She has a band called Sesame Plexer. She has a duo called Duplexer. And then she has another acoustic duo with her and James. The guitar player's name is James. And so I just started giving her own slide. Because I was writing out all these different things. I just gave her own slide. And last week I just pulled a picture out that looked nice. And she was wearing like a maroon or burgundy top. And she was like, I don't know where the hell you got that. I wear black. So I was provided a library of photos. This is the one I took. Forgive me for not remembering who the other gentleman is. So James and Dina are doing acoustic at Hidden Treasure in Rose Bay from 6 to 9 on Thursday. Okay. And then Friday, Duplexer, which is part of it's a duo version of Sesame Plexer, her band. And they are going to be at Finn's Beachside Pub. Fantastic venue. It's in Flagler, and they're on the roof. I know it says upstairs, but basically the roof is a bar too, and you're just looking out over the ocean. Just raw trivia.
So she's sort of diversified.
Yes, she has. Yeah. And do you know where the name Sesame Plexer comes from?
No.
It is have you ever seen the movie Adventures in Babysitting?
That's what I missed.
Okay. Have you seen Adventures in Babysitting? Oh, it's so sad. Anyway, if you watch it, it's Elizabeth Shue is the main character, and her boyfriend cheats on her with a girl named Sesame Plexer, which I thought was that's pretty awesome that they came up with.
Okay.
More Than Venus, they're at the Historic Bar Room Friday the 29th, right on Ronald Reagan Boulevard. That's a really big bar. It's wide and it's deep, and they bring in acts all the time. So Kitty and Carlos.
I gotta tell you, my hat's off to the drummer who came and sat in for
Sound Theory.
Yes. Tom's Sound Theory.
That's right. So there. Do you know if the drummer was Carlos or if it was somebody else?
It was that chap with the beard.
So that's okay. So this is kind of cool. So. Kitty and Carlos are married, the two in the picture.
Okay.
Carlos is actually a drummer. He plays guitar in their duo, and I've even seen him play guitar in their band, but he's a drummer, and a very good one. And for those of you who don't know, Tom Cook wound up without a drummer last minute due to car trouble, and Carlos just kind of jumped in and played. And I saw the videos. I mean, he just kind of plugged himself in and did it, which was pretty neat.
No,
and he helped them out big time because they were stuck.
They had a little powwow for about 10 minutes at the beginning.
That was it.
There was a little issue with the sound guy that didn't quite get it right until about halfway through the first song.
Mm-hmm.
But then they got the drummer's monitor correct. And from song 2, he was on it.
That's awesome.
Didn't skip a beat.
Well, Carlos, that was awesome that you could jump in.
Buddy.
And Greg, I hope your car is back in commission. So this is Mark and Jenna Laurie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so Mark is with My Jen. Did My Jen ever play Dexter's Winter Park. I feel like they wouldn't fit.
No,
they did fit.
And
okay, so I'm preaching to the choir, telling you.
Busting at the seams.
Yeah, they are. They're still going to do that every single time.
I know.
This is their duo. They're at Wekiva Island on Saturday from 7 to 11 at Johnny's
Other
Other Side.
guys too. They're nice.
They are.
Sure.
And sometimes they bring Dominic in, and it's 3 Lorias.
Yeah.
It's Mark, Jenna, and Dominic Loria.
Yeah.
But they're at Wekiva Island 7 to 11 on Saturday, and Johnny's Other Side noon to 3 on Sunday. And it's their first time at Johnny's Other Side, so they're going to love them down there. And they would obviously be great for you as a duo. Have you seen Hayfire?
I have not seen
Okay.
Hayfire.
So I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to get yelled at by everybody who knows me. I have not seen a more professional band ever on the local music scene than Hayfire.
Really?
Period. Like, bar none. And I have a lot of bands I love. I love Rocket Fly. I love Torn. I have a bunch. They are country. Brandon is the drummer. He's a ridiculously good drummer. We went to see them at the Alley, and my poor wife gets dragged out to a lot of places because I'm like, hey, we have the night off, and I need to go see this band because I talk about them on the band crawl, and I want to be able to say something. And I said, I'm taking you to see a country band. And she was like, oh, you will owe me when we are done. And we walked in, heard 2 songs, and she was like, oh, no, this is it. We're staying here. And they are absolutely tour level, incredible good. They're working on their 5th year of trying to win Best Band in Orlando. They've won it 4 years in a row. They are just the most polished, professional, fantastic sounding band you are going to come across, whether you like country or not. Okay. Like, hands down. They're amazing. And
we don't have country represented yet.
You should do that. They have 11,000 Facebook followers,
well, that's
and they will bust the place at the seams too.
Okay.
We had the same problem, and they're just all super nice. Every single one of them is just polite, friendly, professional. Like, they're everything you're going to want at a venue because there's no nonsense, there's no anything, and the sound will blow you away. These guys are right off of an album. They have a steel guitar, they have regular guitar, they have drums, they have male and female vocalists. Like, they're incredible, hands down.
That is quite a critique you just gave.
If you book them and you don't like them, you let me know because they are amazing.
Okay.
Like, just saying. So this is blurry because Scott Kenny gave me a graphic that was blurry, and I used it anyway because at the hour that I do the PowerPoint, I didn't even know it was blurry.
You
right?
were blurry.
I was blurry. So this is Lane in the Wood. The Wood is Scott Kenny, fantastic singer frontman. They do duo acoustic. They're down in Avalon Park at the pizzeria. Okay. For duos, they're another one that would just be, they're just fun and friendly, and people come to see them. They have a following. You can't go wrong with him, period. And he rotates who he's with. Okay. He has a bunch of different people. The Murder Hornets. This is a Barry Manilow tribute band.
Oh my God.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding. They were actually.
You got me on that.
There it is. They were here a couple weeks ago on the band crawl. They're just a fun party band. And what I like about them is so Haley manages the band. They call her Mama Hornet. And it's really a well-oiled machine. It's a very well-oiled machine. They play a ton of great stuff. They're just a straight-out party vibe. They are rock. So, it's not the Bruno Mars party vibe, but it's a party vibe. And they sound great. I've seen them once. I got to sneak a little peek of them at Seminole Harley Davidson a couple weeks ago. And then I've watched videos online. Like, they're really good. So I think you'd like them.
But what we're going to do is when we watch this, we're going to have to jot these things down and get some videos.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Harlequin is doing a debut this weekend twice. Rock and Brews, July 29th, 7:30. So that's Friday. Love Rock and Brews.
I'd heard for the longest time that they'd stopped the music during the COVID thing, but they've just started.
They did, and now they're every other weekend, and they're working their way back to every weekend.
Good.
So yes, I'm thrilled to see that.
Yeah, those are important locations.
And I want to have pictures. So I'm a 6-piece band, and Harlequin is an even bigger footprint than me. And I want pictures of Harlequin playing at Rock and Brews Oviedo because they're going to be wedged in a corner like this because it's very small. But they're going to sound amazing, and I want to see how they do it. Just saying. Okay. And then First and Last Tab is in Ocala. They're there on Saturday night. I don't know anything about that venue other than what Torns told me because they live out there. Supposedly, it is a ravenous music venue. They just love live music. They love bands. It doesn't matter. They have a wide variety of who rolls through there. They're supposed to always love it. And this is American Idiots, and no, it's not me and my friends, so shut up.
Okay.
This is a tribute band, House of Blues Orlando. I apologize, the graphic they gave me, that's exactly what it looked like on my computer. They were at Use of Blues Orlando. Yeah, so it's a Spanish tribute band. They are a Green Day tribute band. I have seen them once at the Hard Rock, and they are really good at what they do. And they're at the House of Blues on the 30th. There's still free tickets available, so if you want to go to that, you don't even have to buy tickets. Definitely go check it out.
One of my good buddies was the drummer in Green Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'll introduce you to him one day.
I would. Was your buddy Trey cool, or was it somebody else?
No. I haven't spoken to him in like 3 years. A small guy, short hair, great drummer.
So far, you described me.
It's not you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'll get you the name. Giddy. His name's Giddy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to meet this guy. So this is All Music Magazine, and you should actually check this thing out, too. It is an online magazine run by Mark Haran. He has an arsenal of like 25 or 30 photographers. They're all over the globe. The Central Florida version, you can either pick it from the menu up top or you can just go to allmusicmag.com. They have almost every band on there. And then the bands can go in for free and like update their profile and list their shows and promote their gigs. It's another free service. I'm hoping more and more people are taking advantage of it because I talk about it every week. But it's awesome. And so if you are looking at like who's around, even to pick from the list, every time I went there and looked at a band, they were there. He at least had a profile picture on what they do. And if the bands go on, which again is totally free, you can go in and add your gigs, you can add your information on your band, which I encourage everybody to do because the more marketing we get, the better.
And he just does it for the love of the business.
In all honesty, he does. I don't understand how he's making money on it. But I'm sure that he's sitting at home right now going, you don't make any money on it, shut up. So, who knows? He just loves doing it. And that, you have survived the band crawl.
Oh,
that is everything for the weekend of July 29th and 30th. Now, don't go anywhere, because the main reason I wanted you here, besides getting a chance to show you all these bands and be like, hey, look at this one, look at that one, is to talk to you about, the other side of the coin, right? Running the venue, running the business side, so to speak, right? So we're going to be right back with an interview with Adrian, and I thank you very, very much for watching. Please go out this weekend and support. If you're out and about Friday night, we'd love to have you at our demo. The more people on the dance floor, the better. I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
It'll be a fun party.
No matter where you go, you're going to have a great time. There's too much talented stuff out there for you to not. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again in a few minutes.